Good evening. I'm Gray DuPont with the Cardboard Times. As the March election approaches here in San Andreas Valley, we are sitting down with the candidates vying for the mayor's office to hear their visions, plans, and priorities for our community. Traditionally, we begin this series by speaking with the outgoing mayor to reflect on their term and the transition ahead. However, with Mayor Axton's abrupt departure from office, that's not possible this time around. Despite the unexpected vacancy, the upcoming election presents an opportunity for fresh leadership and renewed direction for the Valley. Stay tuned as we hear directly from those hoping to earn your votes and guide San Andreas Valley into its next chapter. I have the pleasure of sitting down with Miss Bella Antwood, a candidate for mayor of the San Andreas Valley. Today, we'll explore her visions for the Valley, discuss her plans for addressing the most pressing issues our residents face, and dive into what sets her apart in this mayoral race. Miss Antwood, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the backbone of any thriving city, the economy. What plans do you have to support existing businesses and attract new ones to the Valley?
Existing businesses are welcome when I'm in office eventually to set an appointment and we can discuss any grants that they may benefit from. If said business can prove through bank statements, a physical brick and mortar store, or any other means of legitimizing their services, I'm more than happy to give those grants for those businesses to thrive. Your taxpayer dollars should be going back into the businesses that make this city and economy thrive. As for the new businesses, the same rules apply for being given grants, given the legitimacy and the necessity that said business or service provides. I am more than happy to kickstart those and promote them through the appropriate channels. I'm working on implementing programs in which convicted individuals or felons also have access to job opportunities with businesses that are willing to sign up for this program and be state sanctioned as a rehabilitation opportunity. This opens the doors for further grants to assist in onboarding those individuals as well.
Taxes can make or break economic growth. How do you plan to balance taxation with the needs of both the citizens and local businesses?
Taxes are currently at a level that I feel is appropriate given the past few cabinets that have taken office. This can always be adjusted based on citizen and business needs. However, currently the tax rate does seem to be at a point in which both citizens and businesses are thriving. While implementing new systems and policies, the budgets we currently have will be used towards starting those programs up. My intention and goal is to keep the tax rate the same while utilizing the already built up resources that are available to us. To be frank, if an increase in taxes were to occur, this would be done after extensive research and making sure that increase would ultimately benefit and be funneled back into taxpayers' hands through grants, services, programs, or any other resources available to them.
Many entrepreneurs are eager for city support. Are there any incentives you'd introduce to encourage small business development or reduce red tape?
If smaller businesses or work with the state, I would love to introduce the ability to legalize and recognize a business as state sanctioned and legitimate through a directory or other means of communicating legitimate business to citizens, other businesses, and everyone in between. Having a platform in which your business or service has been approved and promoted through professional legal means can only help further promote and push for those services. I'm already talking with individuals about helping their ideas manifest and become legally recognized by the state, hopefully helping them not be put into a situation of being shut down, ran out, or undercut by existing penals.
Let's talk healthcare and public well being. Health is wealth, and our community thrives when residents have the care they need. What improvements would you make to the Valley's healthcare system to ensure everyone has access to necessary services?
First and foremost, I would like to increase staffer paychecks. Those on the ground supporting the health of our community are the pinnacle of a functioning and healthy society. I also would be introducing state sponsored psychologists to provide extra resources for all civilians. Instead of funneling even more money into the prison industrial complex, the ability to provide alternative methods to address core problems of our citizens is a top priority. This would play in part to the introduction of the Antwood Act. The Antwood Act is a program designed to help those who have served their time reintegrate into society through community service and meaningful work, restoring lives, strengthening communities, and creating real opportunities for those willing to change. And to extend an even further hand, I would also be introducing Antwood Care. This program would allow for citizens to apply for state sponsored health insurance.
With our population growing, how will you ensure departments like SAFER, BCSO, and LSPD are equipped to handle increasing demands?
My plans for BCSO and LSPD at the forefront is to implement stronger training procedures, ensuring that there are appropriate personnel on duty to address onboarding and ensure consistency between every LEO. The stories that have been shared with me indicate a lack of inconsistency within both departments, and with a strong training program and other incentives, we can address these growing concerns. I would also like to instate a community complaint box inside City Hall that is not through either department, so every single person's concerns or critiques are held to the highest standard. I will be compiling these and sitting down with both the heads of departments and addressing individual concerns hands on. And like I said, SAFR will be receiving an increase in pay as stated before to entice more people to join and add more personnel to their team, hopefully offsetting the increase in labor.
Do you have any specific goals to improve response time or morale within these essential services?
I believe with increased pay, an extensive training program, and the implementation of a formal City Hall complaint box, these changes will provide necessary personnel with the confidence and knowledge that they need to go out into the city and provide the best service available. When our LAO and our SAFER are equipped and prepared, they are set up for success from the start.
Let's talk about identifying the valley's needs. Leadership is about understanding the pulse of the community. In your opinion, what is the single most important need of San Andreas Valley right now? And how do you plan to address it?
Rehabilitation and reform, the core of my values and what drives every decision that is being made. Every single person in life will go through trials and tribulations that challenge them, and it is my intention and goal to provide the resources for any individual, regardless of their current standing or past, to have the opportunity for a healthy, stable future. Communities are only healthy when the individuals in that community are healthy.
How will you ensure that residents' voices are heard beyond the election season?
As always, if it works out, I would be available by appointment through City Hall, but also want to extend that if anyone also has my personal contact to reach out for any further information or a meeting through community-based events and my own businesses as well. If you ever see me out and about, please just don't hesitate to reach out. I'm available for anyone at any given time and will work through the necessary means to hear out any and all concerns. Your concerns will not go unheard from just because the polls are closed. As a representative of the Valley, it is imperative to continue that open line of communication for all citizens.
Trust in leadership is vital, especially after recent events. The previous mayor, Paxton, left office abruptly without communication, leaving many residents feeling abandoned. How would you reassure voters that you won't do the same?
I would like to say that I am no stranger to criticism. Any policy or acts introduced will be taken into the highest consideration, and the public response is just as important. If anything was proposed that invited citizens to feel the need to take actions further than the voting booth, I would kindly ask that we handle your concerns through the appropriate channels, as they will continue to stay open regardless of public opinion. My intention is to never run away or shy away from any criticism that may arise from being put in office. Your vote for me means your voice will be heard, and by choosing or closing that door to the very people who opened them to me would be disrespectful. The citizens of the Valley deserve an open, honest, and receptive representative, and that would be my job to provide to every citizen.
Ms. Santwood, thank you for taking the time to share your vision and plans for the future of San Andreas Valley. Your dedication to addressing the community's needs and fostering positive change is clear. As voters
Thank,
consider their choices in this election, your insights today will undoubtedly help them make an informed decision.
thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, John Coors. Thank you for joining us as a mayoral candidate for San Andreas Valley. We appreciate you taking the time to share your vision and plans with our community.
I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk business and economic growth first. What plans do you have to support existing businesses and attract new ones to the valley?
My big thing is to make sure they're accessible to people who want to start new businesses and to current owners. I know we have a plight of some expenses are currently pretty high, For example, FFL for ammunition, gas imports for gas station owners. Just as some quick examples. And I would like to extend, invitations for people to apply for a grant if they feel like they need one with their business.
Taxes can make or break economic growth. How do you plan to balance taxation with the needs of both citizens and local businesses?
So 100%. My big thing is I want to look at the tax rates, how much we're currently charging our citizens, and where that tax money is going. Okay, it all comes back to City Hall, and I want to make sure that it's not just getting hoarded inside City Hall. It needs to go back to our citizens in some form, some way.
Many entrepreneurs are eager for city support. Are there any incentives you'd like to introduce to encourage small business development or reduce the red tape?
Yep. So if we have any people who maybe have an idea for a cool business proposal and they need a little bit of some startup money, I'm willing to support that. We're a city of opportunity. We're a city of lots of people who would like to get involved in having small businesses, small legal businesses. And I'm willing to support them with the grant, like I said, if they need support.
All right. Healthcare and public well being is next in line for questions. Health is wealth, and our community thrives when residents have the care they need. What improvements would you make to the Valley's healthcare system to ensure everyone has access to necessary services?
Yep, I spoke with Mr. McGowan over at Safer, the current head of Safer, and he informed me that there should be receiving a new fleet of vehicles soon. And one of the things I promised him was that if Safer needs any financial assistance purchasing all those vehicles, I am going to help there as well. And I believe the hospitals around town have also recently started staying open longer and to be more available if there's more safer units around on the road, more ambulance drivers out there on the road. So citizens right now currently have good access to the hospitals if need to be, if the ambulance are currently too bit busy.
Our public departments work tirelessly to keep the Valley safe and functional. With our population growth, how will you ensure departments like SAFER, BCSO, and LSPD are equipped to handle the increasing demands?
Yeah, so I want all of our departments to law enforcement included, right, to have all the tools that they need to do their jobs while not trampling on our citizens' rights. I already spoke a little bit about safer, but towards our law enforcement, they should have all the tools that they need. I don't want them to have too much power. I don't want them to step on citizens to be oppressive. I want to make sure they have everything that they need. If they were to come up to me with anything that they have issues with, I would take a look at that very seriously. I would make sure that it's not stepping on our citizens. It's not too strong of an ask. I would work with them in that regard.
Do you have any specific goals to improve response times or morale within these essential services?
I know we're having a bit of I guess I wouldn't say a problem, but there's not quite a lot of there's not quite a lot of officers available for certain calls. So I would like to help them with the recruiting and to bring more officers to the city to help us all.
All right, let's talk about the Valley's needs. Leadership is about understanding the pulse of the community. In your opinion, what is the single most important need of San Andreas Valley right now, and how do you plan to address
I believe the most important need that all of our folks have is financial burden for businesses. I spoke to several people, owners of mechanic shops, owners of scrap yards, owners of fuel stations, et cetera, et cetera. These are what allows our economy to thrive, and with not a thriving economy, the city is functionally dead, right? So these guys need some help on their business end, and I'm here to help them out. That's kind of where I come from on that.
How will you ensure that residents' voices are heard beyond the election season?
I'm always promised to be 100% transparent. Through the mayor's office, any changes or policies I intend to make, I will be going through with my cabinet of local experts that I would be constructing. And anything that we have to discuss will be brought with them. That way, it's not just me who's making all the changes. And that's why I'm always to be available to people when meet with me in my office. I'm not gonna hide inside their locker room with away from the decisions. They're always available to come to me with concerns that they need addressing.
Let's talk leadership and accountability. Trust in leadership is vital, especially after recent events. The previous mayor, Axton, left office abruptly without communication, leaving many residents feeling abandoned. How would you reassure voters that you won't do the same?
Oh yeah, that's entirely why I decided to run for mayor. I was personally disgusted by that act. I felt like he, got the flack that he heard and kind of ran away. If that's something where if you make a mistake, own up to it, apologize, kind of keep moving on. I'm gonna be here for the people for my term. I'm gonna be here for the long run. I'm not going to dip as soon as the water's getting rough. That's kind of a weak move. I'm going to be here for the entirety of the term.
Well, that concludes our interview, Mr. Coors, candidate for mayor of the San Andreas Valley. We appreciate you taking the time to share your visions and plans for the future of our community.
You're welcome, Nick. I'm very excited for our future.
That concludes our interviews with the candidates running for mayor of San Andreas Valley. We've heard directly from both voices seeking to lead our community, each offering their perspectives and plans for the future. As voters, it's now up to you to decide who will best represent your interests and guide the valley forward. I'm Gray DuPont with the Cardboard Times. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to make your voice heard at the polls.